Hello, welcome to the BetHelper betting preview. The game we're going to be looking at today is the final game of Group B, which is Greece versus Argentina, scheduled for the 22nd of June at 7:30 p.m. So it's the evening kickoff here. The other game in that group, Nigeria versus South Korea, is also taking place at the same time, as they are the final group games, so they're both being played at the same time. Looking at the Asian handicaps, there has been a big change there. It's gone from Greece plus 1.25, Argentina minus 1.25. It's actually gone down to 0.75 now. It's probably based on the fact that Argentina or Greece actually surprised people by actually being able to score in a World Cup, let alone win. So I think that's the basis there. And since Argentina have already qualified, people are probably expecting a few changes to be made in their starting team. Greece, since the handicap change is actually being made, is actually they're still shortening. So maybe we might see another handicap change there again, or you never know, they might actually begin to drift again. We'll see again in the next 24 hours where the major changes are actually made. Argentina have actually drifted. They've drifted at the old price or the old handicap level, and now they're actually drifting again at the new lower handicap level. The unders and overs market, it's actually drifted. It's the over 2.5 goal market there. It's went from 2.08 down to 2s, and now it's like to 2.08 again. So it has stayed flat in the course of a week, but it was a lot shorter at one point. Looking at the bet exchanges have Greece shortening at 6.8. They were at 7s. They got Argentina flat for the week. They're at 1.65. The draw comes in at 3.95, and that's also flat for the week. The over 2.5 goal market is drifted slightly. So 2.06 was at 2.04. In terms of percentages matched at the betting exchanges, there's only 300,000 matched at the moment. So again, you'd expect that to increase tenfold in the next 24 hours. No surprise to see Greece down at only 6% of the match market. Argentina account for 89% of the match market, and the draw comes in at 5%. Argentina are heavy favourites here. Greece might have more to play for, but again, you couldn't really have any confidence in such a terrible team. The overs market, the overs has increased in the last 24 hours, gone from 2.5% of the market out to 8.6% of the match bets. So still minimal, but it is an increase in support there. The bookies have Greece at level at 6s. They've got Argentina level as well. They're at 1.61, while the draw is slightly drifting at 3.8, coming out from 3.75. The overs market, the over 2.5 goal market, is at 1.95, so it's about the same as the unders. They're obviously expecting a few goals in this one here at the bookmakers, more so than at the on the exchanges and at on the Asian markets. Looking at form, Greece are pretty average to poor form. They've 2 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses in the last 6 games. That one of those wins obviously being their 2-1 win over Nigeria, where they actually came from behind in that one, which was a surprise to many. They lost their opening game to South Korea 2-0. Argentina's form, they have 6 wins in the last 6 games, so they're in absolutely flying form. People have made a lot of talk about the fact that Maradona is the manager, and does he really know what he's doing? I think that record will tell you that he does. They're particularly impressive in their 4-1 victory over South Korea. They won their opening game 1-0 against Nigeria. Could have been a lot more. They didn't really take their chances, and they're kind of unlucky, especially Messi. Thought he deserved a goal on that one. Looking at the streaks, Greece have only 2 goals in 5 World Cup games. Those 2 goals did actually come last time out against Nigeria, so they were their first World Cup goals. We'll see if they actually can do that again. Wouldn't expect them to score too many against Argentina, but they are fighting for their lives in this World Cup, so you never know. Greece have conceded an early goal in 3 of their 5 World Cup games. They conceded an early goal last time out as well against Nigeria. Not as early as the other goals have been, but again, it's been in the first 20 to 25 minutes of where all those goals have come from. Um, Looking at the rankings, FIFA rankings have surprisingly have Greece in 13th. Still think the fact that they won the European Championship 6 years ago is still having a bearing on that, and means that they're massively overrated based on the rankings. The ELO rankings have them at 32nd, so I think that's sounds a bit more right. And the FIFA rankings and ELO rankings have Argentina in 7th. So again, that's very impressive, and I would expect them to shorten again on the ELO rankings. They might come in again, given that they're in such great form and they're doing well in this World Cup. The referee for this one is Ravshan Irmatov. He's from Uzbekistan, and followers of the referees in this World Cup would recognise him from the opening game, the South Africa versus Mexico game. He gave 4 yellows in that one, and English fans would also recognise him as he was the ref who was in charge of the England versus Algeria game, which I'm sure they don't really want to hear about anymore. He only gave 2 yellows in that one, so I think he's proven himself to be a calm ref, and he's not too rash with his decisions, like some of the red cards we have seen in this World Cup. He's ref total of 56 international games. He's given 199 yellows, given an average of 3.55 yellows per game, so that is about average. He's given 15 red cards, giving an average of 0.27 reds per game, so again that's about average. He's given 9 penalties in those 56 games, giving an average of 0.16 penalties per game. It's a bit lower than average, but again it's about right. Injuries, and there's no real injury worries for either side. We might see some changes from Argentina as they look to spruce up their ideas and give some squad players some game time. Aguero came on late for Argentina last time out, so we might actually get to see him start in this one, which I'm really looking forward to, as I think he's a world-class player in the making. In terms of goals scored in qualifying, Greece scored an average of 1.27 goals per game. They conceded an average of 1.1 goals per game, while Argentina scored an average of 1.75 goals per game, while they conceded an average of 0.833 goals per game. So pretty good record there from them. Looking at the suggestions, at the moment you'd have to favour Argentina on the handicap, or on the match odds market. In terms of on the handicaps, you might look towards Greece, since that they are fighting for their lives in this competition. They haven't done much of note really in the past, but you never know. They might actually be worth backing here in the Asian handicaps. In terms of the unders and overs market, it is drifting at the exchanges and at the Asian markets, whereas surprisingly enough it stayed flat at the bookmakers. So you'd probably have to side with the unders in this one so far. So looking at the probabilities, I actually forgot to mention them. The probabilities give Greece, the computer probabilities give Greece a 14% chance of victory, while Argentina come in at 71%, and the draw comes in at 15%. So no surprise there to see that the stats in the market movement seem to indicate Argentina victory. In terms of the bookmakers and play probabilities, Greece come in at 15%. So again, that's about average with the computer probabilities. So both are kind of writing their chances off there. The Argentina play probabilities are 60%, so it's a bit lower than the implied probabilities based on the computed stats. And the draw comes in at 25%. So check out twitter.com/BetHelper